Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, y'all. I know when y'all see this, well, first of all, happy Easter to everybody. And as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be telling you guys a little story time about how I met the love of my life. Y'all gonna hear him in the background because he is making the noodles for the spaghetti, but he probably gonna chime in every once in a while. I know my what's it called, my lighting looks a little right now, but it's okay. Yeah, baby, you can turn it on. You can speak. The thing's right there. Oh, better, way better. All right, y'all, so I'm just getting to the video of how we met and how I ended up with a baby and married. I'm not gonna get into detail about how I'm pretty sure they know how it happened, but I don't think they know how it happened. So y'all, we met a very, 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 very long time ago. When I say a long time ago, y'all, probably like 2000 and what, babe? 10, 11, y'all. We was young, y'all. We was young. How we met was, I would tell y'all exactly how we met, but the first interaction, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna just say that we met on Facebook at that time. If y'all know anything about Facebook, then y'all would know, like, around that time, Facebook was pretty much like, it was popping. Like, if you had a 1,000 of followers or whatever at that time, like, you was popping. That's to be the case. And he will tell you the story about, he not gonna tell you the story, but he gonna tell you how he felt at that time with me having Facebook. But so yeah, y'all, how we initially met, it's like a huge chunk, but I'm gonna just say how it started out. Okay, we met online and then we moved it to online. That's how I'm gonna put it. And so we was on Facebook, and at that time when we met online, y'all, I was getting in trouble a lot by my mama. She hated me talking to him because he's from Florida. He has a really, really, really deep voice. So my mom automatically at the time assumed that he was like 30 years old, which I understand because, again, it was online before it was online. So before, like, videos, before people felt comfortable with, like, being on the camera and stuff, that stuff wasn't around. But again, when we met online, it wasn't about that until we moved it over to Facebook. So me and him would literally, like, talk all the time. Like, this man knew me in a prime where I was just like, I was an asshole. What you think, babe? You think I was a big asshole?
I still love you though.
He still loved me, but yeah, I was a teenager. I was an asshole. He would say my attitude. He said I had anger issues. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
What? You want me to love?
No, you said I had anger issues. So yeah, so around that time, y'all, we was just young.
You were very snappy.
Oh, I was very snappy.
Very snappy.
That's crazy. Because my mom always told me that I had really bad attitude. Okay, so yeah, we would talk on Facebook all the time. He thought for a long time that I was a catfish.
Sure did.
Why did you think that?
Because it took us forever to see each other. That's why. Oh, I'm busy. I can't be here.
So you thought my profile picture was not me?
Yeah. Until I actually seen you, then I was like, okay.
She real.
She legit.
For a long time, y'all, he really thought I was a catfish. That's so funny. He thought we was never gonna see each other. His family thought that he was wasting his time, pretty much.
Like long distance shit didn't work.
Mind y'all, this was long distance. Like, this was not in person, like, at all. So you gotta remember, like, we're young. It's long distance. Like, what the hell was I thinking? What the hell was he thinking? Just, like, talking to each other without even, like, seeing each other. But I don't know. It just worked out. I don't know. But yeah, so we would talk on Facebook all the time. I would get because we were long distance, I was in California, he was in Florida. We would talk because we were together. I'm gonna put quotes around together because, again, we were long distance. So there was just no possible way at that time, us being young, that we were gonna see each other. Like, it just wasn't gonna happen. I would get my phone taken away. One time my mom busted in on me on the phone with this man. She was like, "Who the fuck are you? Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, grown ass man." And it was just so funny because I'm like, he just naturally has a deep voice. Like, there's nothing, like, how do you know what he's telling you is true? But what she didn't know was, as a teenager, like, I'm sneaking, we on video chat, we having long conversations, falling asleep on the phone. Like, and I'm not saying my mom was a bad mom. Again, I was just in my teenage prime area, just doing what I thought I wanted to do with my little snappy ass. So that's kind of how that worked out. And then as we got older, we would get in relationships separately, get back together. Babe, you need to chime in on this.
What?
Relationships.
What about it?
How we would get in a relationship and then...
You would just come in and sabotage what I got going on?
I wouldn't say sabotage, though. You call it sabotage?
But at the time, I was kind of like, she always do this shit, but I always let you in. And then, whenever we get off the phone, I'm like, man, I fall for it every time.
Every time.
I couldn't help it.
You couldn't.
I couldn't.
Still can't. So, yeah. So, as we're getting older, of course, y'all, we're talking and then, like, we just, like, magically, huh? No, because I used it.
Oh.
We would just like magically break up. He said it was me ghosting him. And then he said he would go on Facebook and then he would see somebody like right on my wall, like, you need to call me now. And it would be like guys, supposedly.
It wasn't no girl?
Again, y'all, Facebook was popping. So, you know, you got to do the like my status if you want me to be honest about this, that, and the third. He said no, but that's kind of how it was, though. Babe, was it not?
What?
People would be like my status for this, like my status for that.
Yeah.
So what triggered you to make you think like, oh, it's just dudes on her wall? You wild.
I'm be honest, you are cute. Here's my number.
What was that?
I'm a DM you. I'm like, boy, here she go.
Wow. Sorry, y'all. He got his low voice. But that's kind of how it happened. But I was like no player or nothing. He thought I was.
Man. Big player.
Wow. Big lies. I wouldn't say I was a player. I'm not going to say that. At that time, y'all, again, I was a teenager. And life was just kind of, it was just popping. Like, I'm not going to say I was popping, but like, I guess I was popping. According to him, I was popping. And so, yeah, we would magically break up. I would get in a relationship. He would get in a relationship. When I broke up in my relationship, I never knew he was in a relationship because he's not the type of person to post his business on social media at all. Like, he's very discreet. He don't really, like, let people in. Like, he just always been, like, very calm about his movements and the stuff that he did. So after I would be in a relationship and my relationship was over, I would call him. He would be in a relationship. I was toxic. I was. Because I wasn't in a relationship, I didn't want him in a relationship. That's foul. I can't believe I did that. But they wasn't for him, though. Was they for you? Back then?
At that time, that wasn't the point. Just you to pull up and do what you do and then disappear.
Okay, so let me clear this up. So when I wasn't in a relationship, I would call him and bother him while he was in a relationship. But he had every right to tell me, like, I'm in a relationship, I'm not dealing with you, this, that, and the third. He never said that. He would say stuff like, not even like a couple of days later, they didn't broke up mysteriously. Now me and him back together. And how long was those relationships?
I don't know. Shit. The first major one after the fact, I'd say maybe like a year and a half.
And I came in like a thief in the night. And he broke up with her after a year and a half.
No, she broke up with me.
You didn't tell me that part.
I did. I remember like I was telling you like I would call myself like trying to open up and shit, kind of like downplay the shit. So,
The letters, right?
No. Oh, you talking about teenage years.
No, I'm talking about after that though.
No.
Oh, she would downplay
No, not
the other one after her. Or was there one after her? He talking about I was a player. Look how many women I didn't already counted in hand.
No, not that one.
The one after her.
No, my baby mama don't count. The one after
Her?
yeah.
Yeah, y'all. So he not the type of person to really open up like that. I mean, now he is. But back then, he was very like, he never knew how to like articulate how he felt. So he just moved how he moved. Like, if you gonna break up with him, he the type to make you feel uncomfortable enough to just be like, you know what, this not working out. But he never did that to me though.
I never wanted to be the bad guy.
But you never did that to me though. No matter how many times I popped up in your life, you never made it uncomfortable for me not to want to be around you.
I wanted to at times.
Oh,
What?
burned.
I'm just saying. I'm being honest.
That's fine.
But I could never find myself to do it. As much as I just wanted to like ignore the call, I couldn't. So
At least he being honest, y'all. That man loved me for a long time and still do. So yeah, we would get, and then like prior to that, y'all, like we could just talk about how we was in a relationship, broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together, long distance, of course. But anytime I had issues in any of my relationships, even if we weren't together, we had such a solid friendship. And I would literally like tell him about the person that I was with, because he literally, like, my husband is what I'm talking about. He literally has been there like through everything. Like, he knows my whole background, like my whole life story. He knows about like how many cousins I got. Like, he know everything, which is crazy, right?
she got 1,000.
More than 1,000, but yeah. Yeah, so like he knew everything. So I felt comfortable, like, even though we did have conversations, like, we know we're long distance and this isn't going to work, but it's just always that thing in the back of our minds, like, you know what, like, you know everything about me, I know everything about you, I'm comfortable with you, I can express myself with you, why can't we just be together? You know what I'm saying? Even like when we got older, like, it was still like, I'm still going to talk to you. But when I got into a serious relationship, I did not talk to him at all with my previous ex. And even my exes before that, I didn't talk to him until I was actually out of the relationships. But I would tell him about them. And even when I was in some of the relationships that I were in, which I think it was just like a dating phase for me, I would call him crying. He not shit. He not this. He not that. Da, 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 da. He would get mad, but I was more mad at him because I'm like, why you just can't get on a plane and come out here? Big story. He was scared to get on the goddamn plane. He also was scared at the fact that I would just leave him stranded at the airport at our grown ages. Like, he just, I don't know, like, he just, my job, we've been on video chat, so it's nothing that we were hiding from each other at all. It was just a process of elimination. So yeah, every time I got out of a relationship, I would call him crying, this, that, and the third. When he broke up with whoever he was with at the time, I always told him, like, what was the reason for you breaking up with her? Mind y'all, I could care, let me not say it in a bad way, but I'm going to just say it. I could care less about the girls, but I just wanted to know, like, why the relationship didn't work out, because I know for a fact that communication for him at the time to express how he felt was not the best, and they would take it the wrong way. So therefore the relationship would go to shit technically. And again, like I said, like he just wasn't the type to really express. He shows his love and his emotion through like other things and stuff like that. And I think what they were expecting from him at that time, genuinely, I don't think he was ready to give it, or they were genuinely some cheaters. Let's just be clear. So, yes, that's the truth. They were, babe, back me up on that. Wasn't they cheaters? You had a few of them?
Not really. The only one that was the one I was dating when I was like a teenager.
The rest of them wasn't shit though.
Yeah, they were cheaters enough, but they.
Don't wave your hand. Say what you guys say.
Never deal with women that are Pisces.
He doesn't like Pisces women.
Terrible.
Or Geminis.
Yeah. Fuck a Gemini.
Gemini. So yeah, y'all. So when we got older or whatever, I got out of my relationship with my ex. He told me that before I even got in that, no, you could drink it. Before I got into my relationship with my current ex, he did tell me that he had a daughter, which broke my heart because y'all understand, like, I know somebody would say, how did it break your heart? Because y'all, I had dreams and aspirations that I was going to be the first person to be his wife, which that is the truth, and the first person to have his kid. I'm considered the second, but this is a first time experience for the both of us. The whole process. So yes. So I was heartbroken. But when I was with my ex-boyfriend and everything kind of like went to hell with that relationship, I called him and I actually talked to him and I kind of told him the scenario. Like, I almost had a kid. Like, I told him everything that kind of took place in that relationship, which led to us actually talking last year and how I ended up here. So after so many years, over a decade of back and forth, communication, friendship, which now that I think about it, like, we never got mad that we were with other people.
No.
It was just that hope that like one day, like, we'll get to that stage. So yeah, when he had somebody, he told me, but like when they had issues, he would call and tell me, or we would text about it, and I would tell him like, either you're wrong or she's wrong, try to work it out, da 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 da. But in the back of my head,
that ain't what you wanted to say.
That's the truth. If I'm gonna be realistic.
That's what you want to say.
With the cheating one, yeah, because I'm like, wasting time.
No, we ain't there yet. I don't know.
That's how I knew she cheated. You told me.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Bad memory.
Huh?
I said bad memory.
Ain't no sense of holding on to it.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, y'all. So then when I got out of my relationship for all those years, y'all know about the relationship. I've already told y'all in my previous story times. I called him after I felt like I was just in the best space possible. And even when I told y'all that space was a little rocky for me, but I had a genuine conversation with him. Cold part about that conversation, when I called him, he was in a relationship. He was in a relationship. And when I called him, he was outside drinking and she was in the house.
They just don't make it seem like I'm a savage or something.
I didn't say you was a savage. Then tell your part then.
Huh?
Tell your part. You was done however you felt. How it ended up, how it just solidified whatever it had to be. Like, what happened?
It was what it was.
What was it?
What was it?
Yeah.
I was just done. She embarrassed me. So.
How did she embarrass you?
The night at the fair.
The night at the fair.
The night at the fair.
I just think it was a lot of build up though to that point. What's crazy was if she did not embarrass him at this fair, he would have asked her out.
Like before then, like everything was like cool, but just for all that shit, just like bam in one day, it was like nah.
That's crazy. He gave up so fast, y'all. It's okay. Just get it, man.
But it wasn't no redeeming yourself after that.
True. I can see why you say that. Y'all, when I called him, they was outside drinking. He was blasting music. His sister was outside. He got me connected to the Bluetooth, so I'm pretty sure the girl that was in the house can hear that I'm on the phone. But he didn't give a damn. He's like, I don't care. His sister like, take her off a speakerphone. This, that, and the third. Wooty, wooty, woo. He's like, I'm not doing that. This, that, and the third. And then the next day, me and him had a serious conversation because I'm like, what are you doing? And I think that day was...
No, that was the same night because you was like, give me a ticket, I'll come out there.
That wasn't the same night.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. It was the next day. You were sober.
No.
Yes.
No.
It was the same night?
Yes.
We must have been on the phone till the sun came up then.
We was on the phone for a minute.
I gotta pull up those call logs. No, but yeah, that night we were talking. We was having a really, really deep conversation. And I know some of y'all gonna say, dang, you didn't respect his relationship at all. You should have hung up the phone. I tried. I kept telling him, I'm gonna hang up. We could talk about this another time. Maybe this not the right time. He did not care. This man was like, don't hang up this phone. Don't you hang up this phone. So now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because I'm like, but that girl is there. And I know she's there because I can hear his sister saying that the girl is there. So it's like, I'm like, okay, what happens if I hang up? He's like, I swear, don't hang up this effing phone. I'm like, okay. So I stayed on the phone and he just started pouring out like how he felt. And I just told him like, I'm not in that space anymore. He knew I changed prior to other conversations that we've had, but he didn't know like to the extent that it was so many things that had happened within the 4 years that really changed me. And even before that, like I started changing before that. But yeah, like things were just like, it became drastic. Like everything just drastically happened. So that night when we stayed on the phone till God knows what time we were on the phone, it was late. I just told him, like, I'm done playing these games. He told me he done playing these games. He was like, he said, I'm done playing these games with you. I'm done with this long distance stuff. Like, if we gonna make this serious, this gonna be serious this time. If it don't work out, like, I'm just gonna be done. I'm just gonna be done. And I agreed because over a decade and some years on top of that, you would think people would run out of patience. Like this is some stuff you really do see on Catfish. Like you would talking to people for 10, 15, 20 years and never met them in person. But the thing is, we had established like a bond already. Like we had a friendship. For whatever reason, we had understanding. Like he could talk to me about his relationships. I could talk to him about mine. We had friendship. And he was just like literally like a diary for me. Like however I felt about my living situation or whatever I was going through at that time, he was literally like the calm to my storm. He also was like sending me food and stuff when I wanted it. And he was like, my birthday came, he was sending gifts. Like he was just really genuinely like supportive. And I realized that out of all of that, like we really cherished each other. We really did. And so when we had that conversation that night, I told him, I'm like, you give me a plane ticket, like I'll come. Y'all, I could afford my own plane ticket, but I just wanted to see like if he was serious enough. Like I could have bought my ticket that same day. Like I was telling him, I was like, I could send the money. He was like, no, I'm gonna buy the ticket because this is gonna let me know if you serious or not. Y'all, this man was talking shit when he bought the ticket. He just didn't naturally tell me until after the fact. So yeah, within that week, he bought the ticket. He questioned himself when he bought the ticket. Why the fuck did I buy this fucking ticket? She is not coming out here. This, that, and the third. But when we started talking that night, we kept talking like past that night. Like we were talking every day. Every day we was talking. We was texting, talking this, down, and third. We were on the phone all the time. Until the week that I was supposed to come out here, my communication was terrible. And let me explain to y'all why. I was trying to make sure my bills and stuff were paid up. I was trying to make sure that I had money to the side. Mind y'all, I knew who I was going with, so I didn't care to take money, but I always want to be like on an emergency in case something happened. I gotta like fend for myself. Cause this was genuinely our first time physically meeting, but we've met years prior to, talked. I knew things that people would be like, how the hell you know that you wasn't here? He told me everything. So yes. So the week of, he got nervous. He called me because I was trying to get my nails done, trying to get my hair done. I had to go buy a new suitcase. It was just so much happening that week so I could be prepared to leave that Thursday. So he called and he was like, what's going on? Like, do I need to cancel this ticket? Like, what's happening? Like, your communication ain't been the same. I'm like, no, I'm coming. Like, I had to get my nails done. He was like, well, it don't seem like it because it don't seem like it because you ain't saying nothing. You're not texting. You ain't calling like you used to. This, that, and the third. I'm like, it's because I'm getting ready. So on the way to the airport, I was texting, calling him. I got on the plane. I video chatted him. When I landed, which was like 4 a.m. Friday morning, I called him because he had to be the one to pick me up from the airport. I got lost because it was late. So he probably thinking like, don't tell me I'm up here for no fucking reason. Like, how you get lost in the airport and I just seen you at the plane. Like, so when I opened up, when them doors came and I walked out, he gonna tell me I'm in the black truck. Mind y'all, people that get picked up in large families, it was a bunch of black trucks. I didn't know what the hell black truck.
I said I was in the black expedition.
It was 4 a.m. in the morning, y'all. I don't know what the hell was going on. Those doors opened and he said, I had a sign of relief because I just knew it was you. He said I was mean mugging him.
She mean mugged me. It was cold. I was like, damn, why she looking at me like that?
I was tired. And girls, if you know, it was that time of the month. It was the last day. I was just like tired. I was on the plane. It was a crying baby. People were coughing and stuff. It felt like a long flight, but it really wasn't that long. But yeah, we got in the car. We got to the hotel. I didn't want to be bothered until after I took a shower. I was like, I won't be bothered till after I take a shower. And then that whole weekend, like, it was like, we just kind of vibed, y'all. Like, no matter where we went, it was just like, you know how you in love with somebody and when you see them, it's like they're the only person in the room type thing. It was like that. It was like that. Like, it was just so genuine. Like, you just knew, like, this is it. Like, this is finally, like, it. This is happening. So after that or whatever, boy, we both was crying in the airport when I had to leave.
Don't be telling my business.
But it's the truth.
Don't be telling my business.
Oh, my God. It was just very, like, dang, like, am I going to see you again? So, how I saw him again. I should make that a part 2. Yeah, y'all, stay tuned for part 2. I'm going to leave that one for a part 2. How I ended up back out here with a ring and a baby. So, yeah, y'all stay tuned for part 2. And let me know if you like it. If you like these little intimate time videos and stuff, don't worry, y'all. I'll get him on the video. We'll do like a mukbang, a truth or dare. I want him to rate my Fashion Nova outfits too, but we're going to do that when we go out of town because we'll be going out of town in a few weeks again. So, yeah, y'all, just stay tuned for part 2. If you want to know how this happened, stay tuned. I'll see y'all next video. Bye.